Uh-oh. What? Ross posted. Yeah, I see you.
What's up? It's another week, my
What's
brother.
going on? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Boy,
I'm looking over to the right. We got Milwaukee. We got
Oh.
LA. So I know you don't want to talk about none of them. We want to talk technology, and you want to talk about them birds. I'm not even gonna make the Hawk
Milwaukee.
sound.
I mean, did you not see what happened last night, man? Like, come on, man, stop hating, man. Why? Nobody wants to give us our credit. You got to believe.
I'm gonna give you your
man.
flowers. I'm gonna give you your flowers while y'all still playing. So it's all good. What's up, brother? Come on, let's go and get focused. Though we talk technology today.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm here. We're trying to do big things. The Hawks did what they were supposed to do last night. They're going to go up to Milwaukee and do what they need to do. I found some great articles. You found some great articles, and we were also able to, bring a guest on. Or find a guest that he has a little personality with himself. I don't know if he's a comedian or not, but he does some big things here in the city.
Was that a shot? You said he got a little bit of personality.
I'm just saying.
Good Lord, he ain't gonna come on the screen.
I'm not saying that, man. He was supposed to send me the bio. I did not get the bio, but the little bit that I do know of him, he's a good brother. He has his own nonprofit that I'm pretty sure that he'll be able to talk about. He also is a radio personality here in Atlanta. He loves boxing. He think he can hoop. Now that is the shot that I am going to say. I would dunk on him. but he's a good brother here in the city of Atlanta. And without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce you to my man Reec. Who you with?
Reec ain't coming on screen after all that.
Right. Wow. That was a lot. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you letting me come on y'all platform.
How was the intro? Did you like that?
I mean, I like the intro. You definitely would dunk on me, but I mean, as a disclaimer, if you come out beyond that 3-point line, you're in trouble, buddy. So, it's a give and take relationship on the court.
All right. So I'm just going to hit you with this. This is my welcome to you. Oh, I see. Now here I am messing it all up. See, that's a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame. I'm messing it all up for you.
Who you with?
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's one of my favorite people, my favorite comedians in the world. So I definitely take it, man. Thank you, brother.
That's what's up. That's your mine is think big, think tall, boy. Yours is who you with. So when James played it, when we first started our streaming show, I was like, I know who I'm going to use this for when I get him on it.
I got you. I appreciate that, man. It's a pleasure to share you guys' platform, talk about some stuff that people need to know. You see, I got my tech shirt on. Sometimes technology kills, and this is one of the things that technology kills. So I had to, what I'm saying, represent my Blockbuster jersey.
Young folks don't know about Blockbuster.
Show it one more time, Reec. Show it to them one more time.
Let me show y'all the Blockbuster. I bet y'all don't remember this part about Blockbuster though. I don't know if you can see that. You get charged extra if you didn't rewind.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm old school Betamax too, so look, I definitely got some years on you.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
I got VHS. I could do VHS. But yeah, man, I had to wear my basketball jersey. I knew he was going to take a shot at the hoop situation. And then I had to wear something to do with tech, you know what I mean? So
you see that over there? You see that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's probably how you got that height. A good cookie.
So real brief before we get started, can you just give everybody a little a background of who you are, things that you're into, and just overall, like who is Reec, and what is it about tech that you like?
Yeah, sure. I hate doing this, talking about myself, but I do it for the sake of being on this show. I'm Reec. I'm a personality, I guess you would say, radio, podcast, TV. I've been in some movies, some television shows on a couple of nationally known radio brands. Right now, I'm broadcasting with my good friend Paddy Ali. We do a syndicated show that airs in Michigan, Miami, in Indiana. And that show is a weekly show called The Game. I was formerly the midday host at 107.9. And then also have a nonprofit organization, which is really, close, near and dear because it's a family-run organization with me and my dad. I got kids that help run our organization. It's called Positive American Youth. My kids, my daughters volunteer often. That's part of the family situation. So they're intertwined in that. And then we also have a Media Campus West. That's our studio that we have in West Atlanta. It's a little west of Atlanta in Austell, Georgia. And we have a site wall, green screen photography space, videography space, podcasting spaces, digital radio spaces where people can come do audio and video production, editing rooms, shared office space as well, and a recording studio. And then on the backside of the building, Devils, is our nonprofit home and our I guess you would say headquarters for our nonprofit. But right now, I'm nowhere near none of that. I'm closer to Scoop. I'm out here on the West Coast, just enjoying this sun. Came out here for the BET Awards to get a couple of artist interviews and things like that, and celebrity interviews, and then I'll be headed back home tomorrow. So that's what I'm out here doing. And all during a while, I had to make sure I could sit down with my guys and talk a little bit of tech. But tech is very important for what I'm doing and what we're trying to do with this media campus situation.
That's what's up, man. One of the things about it is, we've been locked down in this pandemic and everybody's had to find their own new way of getting their message, their brand out. And live streaming has been one of the great things. Podcasts have taken over. And people are starting to find their voice, shall we say. And I definitely salute you. You're in the interviewing space just like I am, and I think that's pretty cool that you found your space through radio and podcasting, and now, like you said, you have like that digital space at your headquarters.
I appreciate that, man. You do a great job in that space. Not that you need anybody to toot your horn to give you flowers, but man, you got some incredible interviews, whether you're connected to a station or not, and it's just an ode to who you are, is to go on the grind and get in and create some great content. And this was pre-pandemic. I seen you with Kanye West and everybody else. So you know what I'm saying? You just are an inspiration to other people trying to get where they want to go. And it shows that you don't need a major label per se to put out a good independent album that people will stick to, So it's good. It's a good thing that you have been able to do since I've known you.
Man, I respect that. James, you got anything before we get started?
As we're talking, I will definitely chime in about some of the stuff Reece is doing. I got a chance to check out a couple of your Reece Show lives. And the chemistry that you have on that show with your co-host is amazing. I want to talk a little bit, when we get through, about some of the equipment that you're using. I want to talk about that easy button that you got, because I may want to put one of them here in my studio for some of the sound effects. All that stuff, brother. I think I saw you. Did you have a pan tilt zoom camera as well that you were controlling by your phone?
We could talk about all that. We can make that a segment if y'all want to. Yeah.
Look,
I got you. I appreciate that. And for a tech guy to say that they want to pick my brain about it, it makes us feel good, because I'm not a tech guy by trade. It's just like, what's going to make the most and what's going to look the best in our studio to separate us from. And we compete. We're competing with the Viacoms and the Intercoms and the CBSs. We're competing with those guys. So we want to make sure that we have, our stuff is just as shiny and sparkly as theirs too, without the gazillion-dollar budgets that they have and the debt that they carry as well. So we want to make sure that we're popping and focused. I know some of them looking like right now, like, oh, but you got earbuds on and you in the house. It's because I'm traveling right now. But for the most part,
No, go ahead. I was going to say something when you got done with that.
No, go ahead. It's y'all show.
I'm just saying, but yeah, irregardless, though, you think about it, the quality of the show that you put on, and again, it's you in front of your desktop, and you got your screen. Looks like you had an RCP. Did you have a Rodecaster Pro there where you were hitting switches too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So again, and I saw you just being very multitasking, right? Keeping the show flow going, and you had your guest a couple of times and your co-host.
Yeah.
There's so much that you can do without having to pay for a whole bunch of extravagant equipment.
Yeah, because a couple people looked on, they were like, Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, go say. I mean, it just that you don't have to spend so much money to actually have a successful show. And again, it's the quality of the content versus all of the equipment that you got behind you. Who cares how many lights you got?
Right.
Who cares how many buttons you got to push? But you got literally a red Staples easy button that you were pushing, and that caught my eye before anything else. So go ahead with that, brother. Go ahead with that.
Thank you, man. I got to shout out my guys at Red Bull. My guy Austin, man. I hope y'all don't have an energy drink sponsor that I just messed up, but I got to give them a shout out because when March Madness came, they sent me this package. It was a beautiful little package that had like a jersey in it, some Red Bull, some new flavors they were dropping, and it had these two big buttons, like a hype button and a cheer button. And I was like, oh, I got to use these for the show. And it's like part of the show. People come on, they're like, "Hey, you gonna use the button on me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll see what happens as this interview goes."
I love it. We're gonna be over here hitting switches too now. Not that you got that. So Tall Boy already hit you with the Bernie Mac, man. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I see. I like it, man. I had to steal that.
All right, man. Without further ado, right before we get started, this question just came up, James. And we don't want to get too far off into the show. So you already know what it is. Did you get your stock, James?
She know. I picked up my, it was Six Flags tonight. So yeah, while we were a little delayed in getting the show actually live, I was able to pick up my little stock purchase tonight off of Stash. So shouts out to them.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Today is a big day, and I don't know if you guys know about this or not, but robocalls. We all get them. I know you guys are all probably tired of them, but robocalls are out of control. But that changes today as of June 30th. A big deadline in the fight to beat back those annoying robocalls is here, and as of today, every major voice provider in the U.S., including phone companies AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, and cable provider Comcast, will need to implement a technology called Stir and Shaken, designed to curb the tide of spam calls. James, have you heard about this? Did you know about this? Let me know what before I go. I just want to know, did you hear about the new law that was passed today?
Yeah, and it's not taken into effect until after tonight passes, because I've already gotten 3 calls today that are robocalls. So look, it's not in effect as of yet, but it's very difficult for regulators to limit these types of activities, right? And I'm talking to the choir because everyone has a phone that's getting all of these calls all the time by someone that says that they're from the enforcement division, and if you don't give them some of your personal information, they're going to come lock you up in 10 minutes. I wish somebody would come to the door, but and a lot of these calls are originating overseas as well, so it's very difficult. It's a little more complicating to track and to quantify where they're coming from and how to stop them. But a lot of the carriers are putting these measures into place to where if it's not a number that looks like it's originating from either your state, your country, or your region, they'll mark it as either potential spam, or they'll mark it as or they'll just not even have your phone ring, right? You can actually have your phone set to not even audibly ring if a call comes in that's not recognizable as a known number within the cellular network, within the Verizon system, within the T-Mobile system, whatever the case may be. So I knew that was coming. I know it's going to be very difficult to really try to implement, but it's good to see something happening to try to alleviate all of these annoying calls that we're getting. So yeah, like I said, I've gotten 3 today. I've gotten 3 spam calls already today.
Well, basically, they basically said STIR stands for Secure Telephone Identity Revisited, and Shaken for signature-based handling of asserted information using tokens. STIR is the technical protocol, and Shaken is the framework by which calls can be tracked in the new robocall mitigation database. And the way it works is that Stir and Shaken technology ensures that calls traveling through phone networks have their caller ID signed as legitimate by originating carriers and validated by other carriers before the calls reach you. So, in short, the technology authenticates a phone call's origin and makes certain the information on the caller ID matches. So that's what the stir and shaking really stands for. Now, will it really work? I don't know. Reese, what do you think?
I think that a lot of people will not be tricked out of $40 on Instagram through DMs now. I'm telling you, because you got a lot of. I've seen it in our side, like on the entertainment side. You get a lot of fake, like Instagram pages or social media pages from Facebook, IG, Twitter, and they will solicit you to send them money or can you support me on this and that, and then you ask them for a number, and they send you a number, and the number is probably connected to like a Google or WhatsApp. So I'm wondering, does this kind of weed out those as well? I mean, I get those same calls that you guys probably get. This is the IRS. You need to call us right away. This is what's the other one you get every day? Oh, your car's warranty is about to run out. This is the dealer calling. Yeah, all of those. I'm like, I'm warning some of my older family members who aren't tech savvy. I'm like, don't call that back. Don't give them any information. I've heard and seen people, hearing these horror stories of people paying phone bills to Verizon, but they own T-Mobile. Like T-Mobile bought out Verizon, you got to pay your back due bill, or paying and like even if you call Georgia Power or just one of these power companies, one of their automated services tell you, hey, we don't ask for your credit card information over the phone. So hopefully it could be a lifesaver and a game changer for a lot of people that aren't looking out for it and may not be savvy.
That's a good point that you mentioned about that. I'm going to say just one before you got on that, but that's a real good point that Reece just mentioned. Do not ever give out any passwords or any personal information to anybody, because utility companies will not ask for that. The IRS does not ask for that. They don't need to ask for it because they got it. Right? Yeah. If it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. You have not won a free iPad. You have not won a vacation.
Amazon.
You know what I'm saying? It really is that simple for the most part, but they sound so convincing when they call you. And then they get angry with you, so you get agitated, and then there's a lot of anxiety and emotion. So a lot of times, unfortunately, our seasoned, our elderly or our adults and our grandparents, things like that, will fall into these traps. So hopefully, just as we keep spreading this news and spreading these words, that please don't give out your information to anyone. Hang up. Don't answer the phone call unless you know the phone's ringing. And I'm glad this is coming into fruition now. So
I have a quick question. I'm sorry, Tallboy. I have a question about this. Does it mention, and I did see it, but I didn't see this part. Does it mention anything about those text calls, the text messages coming through the same way?
No.
Because a lot of people are getting scammed that way too.
No, it does not mention that. It's really more about something called the Trace Act.
Gotcha.
And so basically it's the one thing, what was it, 45? The one good thing that he did do, he signed into law December 2019, basically makes the compliance with the stir shaking technology mandatory for all voice service providers. And the law directed the FCC to come up with rules to require voice providers to implement the technology within 18 months. So basically the deadline for June 30th, which is today, is the FCC set a deadline of June 30th for companies that provide a phone service to implement stir and shaking. And phone companies will also have to publish robocall prevention strategies in a public database. And that's pretty much it. Major phone companies such as AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile, as well as cable provider Comcast, have said that they are implementing stir and shaking. Multiple carriers asked for an extension, but the FCC denied those petitions in March. So I guess the big question is at the end of the day is, will we see a huge drop in robocalls? And everyone is basically saying that that's the hope. And there is supposed to be some type of fine if if it's constantly broken. And I know that the Congress is working on some things, and I just found it here.
What they working on? Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong show.
It's who y'all voted for.
Right. Well, Congress is working on something called what is it called? Do not call act. Deter obnoxious, nefarious, outrageous telephone. Do not call act to increase penalties for individuals and companies intentionally preying on customers
Can't
through
make that up, brother.
unsolicited
Can't make
Hey,
that
that
up.
sounds like some I need to send to my ex-girlfriend. Dangerously specific.
Put her on that list. Put her on that list.
So basically, it allows prison terms for up to 1 year for willfully and knowingly violating the TCPA. Allow prison terms up to 3 years for aggravated violations, and double the maximum penalties under the TCPA for falsifying caller ID from 10,000 to 20,000. So that's basically what the Do Not Call Act, and it's like I said, it's called the Deter Obnoxious, Nefarious, and Outrageous Telephone. Do not call Act. So that's what that's all about. So.
So, Toba, before we go on to the next story, I want to just answer Reese's statement about the text messages. It's different because those are considered opt-in marketing activities. For the most part, we opt in to receive messages back from a company who either doing a sale or doing a promotion or whatever. And then what happens, just like all these social networks, they sell that information. They sell that list to other companies. So it's more of a marketing activity as opposed to that you have opted into, as opposed to someone calling you directly. So that's why it's not included in part of this.
I understand. I was just hoping that they could somehow figure that out. Because you get those that say, hey, you got an Amazon package, but you didn't order one. Click here to see the tracker. Now somebody got all your information.
All of it. Yeah.
What's it? Missed calls from jail. Hopefully, if that passes before the George Floyd Act, and my man Thad said that's why there's a landline for my house to field spam calls and to take messages. So
he the last one with a house phone, I tell you.
Probably, I ain't mad at him.
No, I mean, hey, those house phones they come in handy, man. They come in handy.
They do.
All right, so moving on. Reece, iPhone or Android?
I have both.
Who?
I have both.
Oh, okay. Well, look, we split down the
middle. You all right with that?
Right.
You all right with that? What's
Are
up,
you
man?
angry?
Yeah,
Did you get mad? He was ready for me to say
Yeah, I was about to get mad at you, brother. Like,
if I said iPhone, he'd be like, "See, that's what them blue bubble."
If you're watching the show right now, put in the comments. Are you iPhone? Put in the comments if you're Android. We would like to know which one.
It's a little animosity behind that question.
Y'all won the game the other day, and you mad.
I just want you to choose right. That's all. I just want you to be on the right team. That's it. So
I got you.
Somebody said you a baller. That's what they said.
No.
Yeah,
I've been blessed to be able to do some commercials for phone companies.
Miss Huggins said you a baller.
No. I appreciate that, but I wish. Please don't tell the IRS. I hope they're not watching.
You might get that call tomorrow.
Right? No, I don't. I'm not either. I have them for different reasons. iOS works great with some things and terribly with others. Android works really well with some things and not so much with others. So yeah, so I have both. Yeah, and plus my kids, they have bit the apple. They are Eve. Okay, so you know the back of that iPhone. You know what it stands for. We have all bit the apple. I cover mine up. You know what I mean. So you can't see that I bit the apple, But if you look at the back of that phone, you see that apple bite out. That means we have fallen into sin, and you know what I'm saying. And they're part of the problem. No, I'm just kidding. But they like to FaceTime me and stuff, so I got to keep my iPhone on me so my kids can FaceTime. They don't like using WhatsApp, so that's it is what it is. Plus, I say if woman that uses WhatsApp, she's cheating.
Oh man! my man, look. My man
We
said,
gonna cut that, and we gonna make that a clip on Instagram for tomorrow as a little promo reel right there.
Right.
I want everyone to know that was Reece saying that, and
the views expressed by Reece are not the views expressed by Scoop and Tall Boy.
I love it.
Like he said, he ain't 2 Chainz, he 2 phones. So
two
that's
phones, baby.
2 phones, and then they said, okay, Adam. So you gonna get in trouble, brother. All right, man. So going into the next story, well, let me ask you this: who's your cell phone service through?
It's through Cricket Wireless.
Okay.
It's a subsidiary of AT&T, to my knowledge. But the way I did the math was, I had T-Mobile, right, and I had AT&T, and you don't pay for the phones outright; you pay monthly. But when I added up the amount that I was paying for this phone plus the amount that I was paying for the bill, I was paying 3 times as much as just going and buying a phone outright and paying what I paid with the subsidiary non-contract service provider. And this is basically just off me doing my own research. And I used to actually work for T-Mobile. You guys didn't know that. I used to be a cell phone pusher in your local Walmart at T-Mobile. Not afraid to talk about it. It's part of the journey. So I saw both sides of it, and it just made sense to go with the prepaid service provider, because I'm getting the same exact service. They use AT&T towers, and then when I roam into another carrier's towers, it doesn't charge a roaming fee when you're inside the states. So that's what I use. And then for 6 lines, I pay $125 a month. This is that's free.
6 lines, man. I'm paying 1 line. I'm at 117, so I'm.
Yeah, man, you might want to switch. I'm hoping I'm adding something to the conversation. So people get caught up in like, hey, I want a phone. They offer insurance. That's part of my bill. And it's a pretty easy switch. And then the only thing is you have to buy your phone outright and unlock phone. But I have the new iPhone. They have payment plans on Apple that people mostly don't know about. You can make a payment plan through Apple. And there are some other services that provide a payment plan. I won't name any of them because I think a couple of them are predatory. But, you can have that convenience of making payments. This old phone's expensive. You got kids, like me, and they want the new phone. You know what I mean? It costs a pretty penny. But I have a thing where, hey, you got to keep up with this phone. If you break it, you fix it and that type. But I'll buy the phone for them. But I just can't beat the monthly price. It's like $125 for 6 lines is crazy. And I have 4 daughters of phone age, 3, and then the little one who's in there asleep, who's gonna wake up at any moment and destroy this podcast. I just want y'all to know. But she has a little plan on her iPad, so she likes to hit the thing and FaceTime me as well.
Well, I say all that to say is because T-Mobile is offering iPhone owners a no-hassle network test drive. So this is something new. They're basically saying T-Mobile is offering a low-stakes way to try out its network for free for 30 days with no additional equipment required. Basically, its existing test drive program now works over eSIM with compatible iPhones. All you need to do is download an app, follow the instructions to start the trial with eSIM, and you're up and running. No billing information required. There's no change to your current carrier plan or phone number, but you'll be using the T-Mobile data on your device. The test drive program has been around in one form or another since 2014, with the most recent iteration, which is still available to those who can't use the eSIM feature. T-Mobile will send you a free Wi-Fi hotspot you can connect to with your current phone to try out the network. And this new eSIM version offers the same kind of trial, 30 days or 30 gigs. Whichever you reach first with less hassle. Yeah. So that's why I asked, were you iPhone? Were you Android? I know.
Let me go ahead and sign up.
My brother over here to the right.
Oh, yes.
He's team iPhone. And me and him fight a lot, so I don't know why.
We just have spirited debate. We don't fight. We have spirited.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Spirited debate. Go ahead.
Spirited debates. Yeah. I like it. Nothing wrong with the sharing of information.
Yeah. See, the reason I brought this up, and look, I'm part of the cult of Mac, cult of Apple. I worked for Apple for 10 years, so look, I'm deep in there, right? But I signed up for this T-Mobile. Yeah, I got pictures of me and Steve Jobs back here. I'm deep in it, right? I did the test drive. I've been on it for, what is it, 2 days now? I've got no, 1 day. I've got 29 days remaining. It seems like it's been longer because in my area, T-Mobile is terrible. I've got the eSIM running, and I'm on the T-Mobile data network right now. I still have my Verizon network going as well, so I got a primary and a secondary. But I fell into the desire of wanting to have T-Mobile Tuesdays. My brother-in-law has it, and look, if I can get I don't know, free food from somewhere or get a reduced price on my Netflix subscription. So I fell into that whole thing. I think this is honestly a interesting opportunity that T-Mobile is giving to iOS users, right? T-Mobile and Sprint merged, so they do have the largest 5G network, but they do have the others on their tails, right? So Verizon is catching up pretty quick. AT&T is catching up pretty quick, and they're building the ultra wideband networks as well on that side. This isn't as an opportunity for T-Mobile to really say, today I've got 5G and I can get you coverage in all these different locations, and you should be able to test this out. You don't have to pay for it. I had to give no credit card information. I didn't have to give nothing but my name and my email address. I downloaded that app, and then I was able to quickly configure an eSIM. So I don't think that I'm going to maintain it. I was just down in Los Angeles this past week, so there's a window on I-5 where you lose complete cell service on Verizon, and I didn't like being naked out there in them streets. Saturday, I'm going up to the mountains. Does. I was out there naked in the street. Saturday, I'm going up to the mountains to be with my family. They up at our family cabin, and I want to see if T-Mobile has service up there. If it does, I may decide to keep something. I may get one of those hotspots, but it's really just me testing it out and being that early adopter, just trying to see if it works. No, now I have no service, T-Mobile. In my house, in my office, I haven't moved. I have zero service, but I've got 4 bars on Verizon.
Oh yeah.
If you got an iOS device, folks, and you're not on T-Mobile, check it out. I mean, I would say at least give it a shot in terms of testing. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to give up any information. After the 30 days, you can delete it, and they know nothing of you, which is a good thing. But pricing may be something that's beneficial, and if you get better coverage, at least take a look at it. For me, it's probably not going to work, but I at least wanted to give it a shot and report it back here on the show. So.
You see, I just got the iPhone beat just going.
Look,
in the background.
Is he angry?
No.
I love it. I hear the iPhone ring beat. Did you make that beat?
I do have one. I didn't make that one, but I do have one. I'm out here like Chameleonaire trying to make these ringtone beats.
I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at all.
We just want the iPhone users, to just, have something to, feel at home about. That's all. Just want you to feel good. But I'm glad that you're testing out T-Mobile. So this is no knock to iPhone. It's just the fact that you're getting a chance to see the T-Mobile service. And like you said, because Verizon is primarily stronger in your neighborhood, that's why you probably went with Verizon as opposed to T-Mobile and or AT&T. And the great thing about all of that is T-Mobile is saying, hey, be a part of our family. We want to be that Un-carrier, and we want to make sure you're make sure you're good.
You can't knock them for doing what they're doing. They bought Sprint, so they are still, by geography, they are the largest 5G network out there right now today. But man, AT&T and Verizon are literally right on their heels. So we'll see. So this is an excellent marketing opportunity for them to try to gain some more people onto their service.
Yeah, who wouldn't want free internet if they could get it? And you got all these kids in the house and stuff like that, and you burning up if you don't have unlimited gig, this is a great marketing ploy. But then we see this in a movie. This was in a movie where everybody got a free cell phone service, and then it turned bad. What movie was that? It was like The Golden Circle or something like that. When I might be saying the wrong movie, but it was something like that. I don't trust it, y'all.
Don't trust it.
Don't trust the free service.
Stay away from
Kool-Aid.
it. Don't drink it, god dog. Don't drink it.
Now, I know that this is not about this article here, but Thad basically put up a point here, basically saying that T-Mobile has that senior citizen discount, 3 lines for $65 a month. So go be nice to your grandparents. So I mean, or the people that that's made that 60 plus.
Yeah,
I love it.
So I mean,
got
that's
you a
something
cougar,
to think about.
you might be in the game.
Yeah, right.
I love it. I talked about the T-Mobile Tuesdays, and I talked about the Netflix. I also would love the what else is it? There was something else that T-Mobile offers, which was really, what was it? It was Netflix.
Yeah, was it HBO Plus?
It was
or
GoGo.
something?
It was the GoGo internet, because the world is opening up again. And I've already taken 2 flights, within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
In January, we're going to be in Vegas, and look, GoGo free internet while you're flying. That's incredibly valuable, man. I would love to have that instead of having to pay for it each and every time. And next time I fly to the East Coast, right, if I could get on United or wherever, and they have GoGo internet instead of having to pay that $15, boom, just so. They getting me with the little perks. We'll see how it works.
T-Mobile
That's how they keep bringing you back.
Yeah.
They keep pulling you back. Like you break up with her, and then she cooks, and then she bring you brownies. It's like, just leave me alone. She right there.
Maybe know how to cook. She know the way to a man's heart. God, why you make that minestrone? That's my thing. That minestrone soup.
The name of that movie was called Kingsman. Thank you, Thad, for helping us out. Kingsman. Kingsman. Yeah, all right, man. Let's go ahead and switch topics a little bit. Where we going? Well, I guess I'm test driving all of this, so we're just gonna go ahead and make sure.
Yeah, you the one on the controls. I'm back here enjoying my drink.
I'm wondering if you secretly has an iPad over there, because you talk so bad about Matt. You probably got an iPad over there, a new one over there.
No.
With the engraving on it too.
This is the only Apple. This is the only thing that I have, and this was given to me by my little brother. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got all the dust. I don't turn this thing on at all. And when James tried to get me on Clubhouse, it was not the version that I needed to get on it. So it basically, it's literally, it's like, no, that's the only Apple thing that I have in my house. I don't even have Apple AirPods. I don't have any of that. Yeah. So
that man don't even eat apples. He just eat oranges.
You don't have these new Beats. We can talk about these new Beats too. Man. Shouts out to these Beats.
Look. No, go ahead. Put it back on the screen one more time. Go ahead.
Yeah, shouts out to these new Beats right here. Hold on, let me get you in focus, guy dog. These are the Studio Buds. I give them a 4 out of 5 because they do what they say they do, and they're not supposed to be AirPod Pros. So Tallboy, you would appreciate these because one of the primary functions on these are auto connectivity to not just iPhones but also to Android. So these will automatically connect to an Android device. You install the Beats app and you have the ANC, the automatic noise cancellation integrated on these earbuds. They're ridiculously small. They don't fall out of your head. I'm gonna be going to the gym tonight, and I'm gonna try my hardest to make them fall out of my head while I'm on the squat rack. But we'll see how that works. They don't have the auto negotiation or auto movement from device to a device. So right, they'll connect to your iPhone. But when you move into your home, they won't automatically reconnect to like your desktop or your laptop. That particular chip is not integrated into these like it is with the AirPods Pro. But for the price, $149 as opposed to $299, that's one of the things I'm willing to go without. Now I do have AirPod Pros too, but I'm gonna be rocking these for the short term for sure. Price wise, connectivity, cross-platform nature, again, iOS and Android quick connect, these are a good deal, and they come in red, they come in black, and they come in white. So you don't have to go just with the standard white earbuds.
Now, where did you get those at?
They're everywhere now. So they were actually released, I think the 27th. So I got mine at Best Buy. I walk in there, and they kind of know me by first name at Best Buy here. But yeah, Best Buy, Amazon. Yeah, they know me. But you know, they're so widely distributed now that they may even be everywhere. I mean, like I'm about to look up a Target and see if they're at the Target. So yeah, $149.
Okay,
get them.
Well,
you know what?
Hey,
Before
can I interject
no wireless charging case, no wireless charging case like the AirPods Pro. But it is a USB-C charging case, and that's a head nod to Android folks. So it's not Lightning connection; it's USB-C.
Okay. Can I interject in this conversation?
Always.
Because I don't have mine. I wish I could, but I wanted to support our brothers and sisters in the business, which beats is Dre, you know, so I understand that too. But I bought the Ray J earbuds. And I love them. I don't have them with me. I left them home. I have the gold color, the blue color, the red color. Everybody, every time I see people with them, I'm like, hey, get these, because they don't fall out. Like you said, I'm shaking my head like this, trying to get them to fall out on the treadmill or running or, you know, working out. They don't fall out. They sound great. They hold a good charge. I really like them. And I think I have the second generation of them, which they made some modifications to, and I like them. And they connect to Android and iPhone, and they will do the seamless connectivity. I don't have to do anything. I just take them out, and it goes, "You're connected." It doesn't say it in Ray J's voice, which is a plus too.
No, he did a good job with the company that he worked with. I liked his better than I liked Soulja Boy, and who else had some? Your boy Nick Cannon had some headphones.
Yeah.
But the ones that Ray J came out with were actually they looked better, and I liked the connectivity. I had them for a little while, but I think I gave them to someone. But yeah, those were some good headphones too.
Yeah.
Well, that could be somebody's Christmas gift, as they say. So I hear you.
Your birthday's coming up too, right?
I mean, I'm good with what I have. I have my little knockoff headphones, and they work perfectly fine. So
cool. I ain't gonna send them to you then. I'll just keep the other pair I got right here.
Look, we receive all gifts over here at Post Office Box, blah 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 blah, Atlanta, Georgia 30302. So, Reece, you still with us, or did you freeze?
I'm here. Can you see me?
Okay. Yeah. We just want to make sure you didn't freeze on us. You know.
No, I'm here. I was looking down.
He over there ordering some headphones.
No, I was looking at the beats. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right. So speaking of
ordering
beats,
headphones,
while you're talking about headphones, do either one of you guys have a drone?
I have. I have a cheap one. We have a mutual friend that has enough drones for everybody. Shout out to Hurricane Dave.
Yeah. So yes, I have my Mavic Mini. You said you have a big. You said it's a small one. So is it the Mavic or is it just something small?
No. It's nothing name brand. It's something extremely inexpensive because I wanted to crash and burn it to see if I was going to be interested enough to make a real investment. Okay. I'm not. It was fun though while it lasted.
Okay. Well, basically, to fly a drone in the U.S., you now must pass the FAA's trust test. So I don't know. Maybe did I put that on? I put the wrong. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. You got to pass the new trust test. Basically, what it's saying is, for years the FAA has been shuffling its way towards some type of regulation of the enormous number of drones now in the hands of recreational pilots in the U.S. The fact that anyone can run out and buy a cheap drone at a nearby store, charge the battery, and launch the thing has gone to be stupendously annoying for the FAA. One of their jobs. You all right out there in California?
I hope so. I told you, I'm not too far from Crenshaw, so anything's literally happening right now.
You never know what's going down. I was just down in that neck of the woods last week, brother. Yeah.
The marathon continues. All right, here we go.
Yes, it's a very exciting place I'm staying in. I tell you what.
So perhaps coming to terms with its unfortunate role as a bit of a buzzkill, the FAA has been desperately trying to find ways of forcing recreational drone pilots to at least read the rules they're supposed to be following without resorting to new regulatory infrastructure. Their strategy seems to be something like, we're going to require drone pilots to do a couple of things, but those things will be so painless that nobody can possibly object. And the first of those things is registering your drone if it weighs more than 0.55 pounds, so 0.55 pounds. The second of those things is just announced this week is the trust testing requirement for all recreational drone pilots who fly drones. So the FAA trust test, which stands for the Recreation Safety Test, is mandatory for all pilots flying drones recreationally, no matter the size or the weight of the drone being flown. Understanding how annoying this could potentially be to the FAA is basically is asking for nearly the minimal amount possible for pilots. Trust is online. It's free. It takes less than 30 minutes, start to finish. The certificate is provided, the certificate provides you with, never expires. It's multiple choice, and it's impossible to fail. By impossible to fail, they basically say literally impossible. Basically, if you get the wrong answer, they'll just tell you choose another answer. So that's basically what that's all about. But basically, it's if you have a drone, if you know somebody with a drone, these are some new rules that you need to pay attention to. The FAA is not administering the test itself. There are a bunch of FAA approved test administrators, each of which is authorized to offer trust and provide certification through their websites. So we'll have the link in both of our respective YouTube channels in the YouTube channel bio. So that way, if you guys come back and if you're watching this now or come back and watch it later, you can go to one of those links and then do the test. So basically, make a long story short, they just want you to just know, follow the safety guidelines, keep your drone in a visual line of sight, always give way and never interfere with a manned aircraft, get an airspace authorization before flying in controlled airspace, and do not fly higher than 400 feet above the ground in uncontrolled airspace, and mark your drone with its registration number. So, I mean, basic stuff, but, every now and then you always have a couple, nuts that, they don't follow the rules, but those fines from the FAA are, pretty hefty. So,
yeah. Yeah, it's legit, brother. But listen, those knuckleheads, as you mentioned, are the reason why I sold all of my drones and no longer have them. When drones first came out, and DJI primarily was and still is the leader in this field. It wasn't a test. You just had to pay for a registration. So it was $5. You sent that into the FAA, then you get your registration number. After that, there was a need and a desire to have more regulations. So literally, if you wanted to fly your drone commercially, getting paid over people around buildings and things like that, you had to literally take a pilot's test. You had to take the Part 107 FAA test and pass that. That's knowing weather patterns. That's knowing satellite movements. That's knowing no-fly zones, all of that stuff. And you had to take that test, which I hear is extremely hard. I didn't even take it. This whole thing now, and this trust system is kind of giving away with all of that and trying to the honor system. Look, you know better than to fly at an airport. You know better than to fly over a wildfire and interrupting with emergency services and things of that nature. Give me the $5. You don't even need to pay the $5 for registration, right? You just log onto the website, take the test. We'll give you the answers. Just nod your head and say you're not going to do these things that you're not supposed to. It's been so challenging for regulators to regulate this because drones have taken off and become so popular, and they've gotten so good, right? That DJI drone can fly by itself. It can fly backwards. It can avoid all kinds of obstacles. The technology in such a short period of time has gotten so good that they have to kind of leapfrog and try to get in front of that to maintain with the technology. So I don't know how long this is going to last. I honestly think that this is now making it too easy for that minority, small, those knuckleheads who actually now say, I'm registered, I've taken this trust exam, I can fly wherever I want to. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Basically, what they're saying is the rules of what you just announced. It's all easy. The question is whether the FAA can convince people to actually take the test. That's really not all that much preventing drone pilots from totally ignoring everything that the FAA is trying to do, except for some potential penalties if you do something especially bad and get caught, or if you live within the Washington D.C. no-fly zone.
Don't do that, but that would be a bad day to follow.
Look, here's the funny thing. We were just in DC. we were just in DC back in March or April, I want to say, and I didn't take it out the car, but we were in downtown DC, and we were supposed to be doing a walking tour, and I'm like, I got my drone, I can just put it up in the air, and we had a photographer showing us how to take some photography classes. Or just how to take better pictures with buildings. Something I found off of Airbnb events or something like that. And I said, we got down to Black Lives Matter Plaza, and I said, man, I left my drone. And the guy was like, you can't fly no drone. I mean, Black Lives Matter Plaza is right across the street from the White House. And it was like, man, you're really asking for it if I can only imagine how many Secret Service agents would have tried to jump on top of me if I would have even attempted to put that thing in the air. So, yeah. So, the biggest thing is just don't fly it. Be smart. Follow the rules, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, I can see with those regulations be kind of like a driver's license. I mean, how many people have a driver's license but still catch a DUI or still run a stop sign? Those are very, very loose regulations. It sounds to me like somebody got a check from the government to be able to mandate different people that, how those contracts work. Hey, would you like to make some money, some free money? Well, if you are one of the people that mandates and gives out, these licenses, that people will pay you to do it for us. And that's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like a quick money grab. Somebody knew somebody on the inside, and they want to stay ahead, like you guys said, stay ahead of the curve. Say, hey, everybody's flying drones. These things basically fly themselves. Let's make it dummy proof. And no disrespect to anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's make it fail proof. Everybody can get a license. It's going to be,
but the test is free though.
Terrible thing. It sounds like. No. I'm saying yes. Like we know because you've been in the industry, right? HIV tests are free if you go to a site, right? If you go to a pop-up site, the HIV tests are free. But the people that are administering the tests are getting paid by the amount of people that come to take the test somehow, right? And that money is coming from the federal government. So I think because it's FCC regulations, basically the federal government is paying these people to do their job. And they're going to do it because they're going to get paid by the head. And the test is so easy. Why wouldn't they push it? Hey, do you like drones? I can see the commercials now at 5:00 during these shows. Do you fly drones? Well, get certified with us, and it's free.
Right. I like it. Where is it at? Here we go. I like what Miss Huggins is saying here. She's saying you fool around, you're going to catch a bad decision. So...
Don't get caught up out there. Yeah,
man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you don't want that in your life. Federal government, police, or whatever. You just don't want it. So, yeah.
Nope. You're going to mess around and catch somebody doing something they're supposed to be doing but not supposed to be doing, too. And that's going to be an issue, too, where you have Watergate 2021.
Oh, man.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Close your curtains, turn the lights off. Don't even do it. Get rid of it. Don't. No more drones for me. I don't want to get caught up in nothing.
I'm just gonna stay grounded, man.
Wasn't me.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit. YouTube TV unveils Dolby Digital support, premium add-ons with 4K. Offline downloads and unlimited streams. Are you on YouTube TV at all, Reese?
I feel like they are coming up with more ways to make me broke monthly. Like I started out on YouTube when it was like $4.99 a month. Now they got me up to $15.99. Now they adding Dolby. It's gonna be another $6.99. In a minute, I'm paying cable prices for this stuff.
Yeah, pretty
Real
But
much.
money
yeah,
every month.
I've used it. Yeah, because I'm traveling. It's like in this Airbnb I'm at right now was no cable, so I wanted to watch the game. You know, you got to find a streaming platform.
Right.
And with that, it's gonna come a cost. Look at the NBA right there trying to bait me in. They probably heard me talking about the game.
Well,
So
YouTube TV has officially announced their new premium add-on, which includes 4K streaming, the ability to download shows offline on your mobile device, and watch unlimited simultaneous streams in your home. The new add-on cost is $19.99 a month, but will be
see,
discounted to $9.99. Excuse me, to $9.99 a month for your first year, and then you also get a 30-day free trial. They also announced the 5.1 Dolby audio capabilities that will be available to all YouTube subscribers at no extra charge. And this will roll out to selected devices over the coming weeks. And at the outset, the 4K Plus, you'll have access to some major sports from the networks like NBC, ESPN, college football, and basketball later this year, and on demand content from FX, Discovery Networks, Tastemade, and more. Basically, YouTube TV joins Fubo TV as the only live streaming service that offers 4K streaming as part of their service. It's basically been limited to events on Fox, Fox Sports 1, and BTN, along with select nature documentary and on-demand content. YouTube TV is the first of the live streaming services to allow users to download the content for offline viewing. With features, you can download shows from your DVR to your mobile device, just like when you watch online. You will be able to fast forward through commercials.
yeah, they about to get all my money.
All your money, huh? Oh,
I had Fubo TV. Did you guys either have Fubo TV? Or
talk to us about Fubu. I keep hearing about Fubu, man, and
Right. I
it
liked
seems
it.
pretty
I liked
interesting.
it, but the price point was not good for me. But it did offer a lot of the things at my cable because I'm a '80s baby. You
Yeah,
see Blockbuster, so like I'm used to cable television, and I like the way cable is now with on demand. I could fast forward through commercials or just skip things. Right, it's like cable on steroids. The Fobo or Fubu, however I'm gonna say Fubu because I grew up wearing Fubu. So
yeah,
Fubu
yeah.
TV, it
For
offered
us
me those
bias, y'all,
things.
y'all.
Right. So I felt it was for me. You know what I mean? Because it's like commercial free television, but you pay for that. You pay that premium price. But what they didn't tell me is that the more things I wanted, I had to pay for this add on and that add on. If you want this, and then it becomes cable because it's like the base
Yeah.
price for me at that time was like 65. Then I wanted to
Okay.
watch some HBO. I want my Game of Thrones. So I'm all right. Let me add this on. I want my Power. So I'm gonna add this on. By that time, I'm paying regular cable prices, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what? I'm gonna piecemeal this thing together and go from there. And then that's what I end up doing. If I had to like, kind of tell you what I do now, and I basically pay like for this stream, this stream platform plus my internet, and I'm paying
Yeah.
less than I would be paying for some of these premium services.
Yeah. I would move to YouTube TV from
Mm.
cable if they had local channels. Just
Yeah,
because as
yeah,
content creators, right, we spend so much time on the YouTube platform in itself. Right? I've got YouTube
yeah.
Premium, so I have that, so I don't have to see other people's ads. I want people to see our
Hmm.
ads, but I don't want to
Right.
watch other people's ads, and I want to be able to download the stream, right? So we can download our
Right.
shows and content from YouTube when you have Premium, but the only thing that's missing from them is having local channels in HD. But now in 4K too, uh, the pricing is it's reasonable. You get what you get for. There's value in the pricing, right? But there is going to
Hmm.
be a tipping point to where, man, you can't just keep adding on features. Dolby Atmos, okay, man, why do I want to pay for that? 4K, I understand that needs a wider pipe to go through, from an internet connectivity perspective. So I'll pay for that. But all these other things that keep being added on to the servers when all I really want is X and Y, and you're giving me X, Y, and Z. That's my opinion. But I honestly, I think that I would be willing to shutter a lot of these other individual services, the Disney Plus, the Paramount Plus, Discover Plus, all that other stuff, if YouTube TV had local channels. Yeah.
Real brief here. I left this part out of the article. They basically were saying that YouTube TV joins a growing trend of live TV streaming services offering more streaming inside the home by allowing unlimited streams at home with the 4K plus add-on. So just adding that part on with the live streaming service, live TV streaming service. Basically, Hulu Live TV is the only other service that currently offers an unlimited streams add-on for $9.99 a month. Customers can upgrade to unlimited streams in their home and 3 outside of the home. So in June of last year, YouTube TV increased the price of their services from $49 to $64.99 a month, which is now a cable bill. They dropped Fox Sports, which was a major draw to the service. And the addition of those new features, albeit in an add-on, it opens the option to provide more value to customers with it being based on channels. So I'm not, I don't do the YouTube TV, and I know PlayStation.
You don't like subscriptions at all.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from the subscriptions, man. Like, no. Like,
they add up. They
add up. I mean, by the time you get through, like, you're already looking at $300. By the time you got cell phone, you got your Canva, your Adobe. By the time you get through with all of the things that you use on a monthly basis for streaming, then it's like now you have to start thinking about what you're doing for what's at home. And then, then it's like, okay, well, then you have to think about,
did you eat today?
Well, you see what I'm saying? And what did you eat? Are you still eating just ramen?
And Are you fully nourished?
Right. By the time and then see, the funny thing is they hit you with the free trial. And when they hit you with the free trial, you're like, you forget. And then it's like, man, they got me for $24.99. Man, they got me for $39.99. I got a life hack
on that though.
Man,
every 3 months, every 90 days, I switch my debit cards. Every 90 days, I cut my debit cards off, and I get new debit cards and credit cards every 90 days. And for one, it's some people hack your card and they take pennies off the card, right? And for 2, subscriptions. Like, I just found out I was paying for 6 subscriptions for the last 60 days that I forgot. And it's like apps, right? So it's like, okay, like you just said, Canva. I'm going to do the subscription to Canva, but I got like a video shop and something else app on my phone. And then Apple Pay was like, hey, we can't process this card. I'm like, good. Thank you. Cancel that. So every 90 days, and I just told my daughters this. I'm like, because they're just now getting debit cards. I'm like, change your cards every 90 days so you don't get caught with those subscriptions that you don't want to pay. It's got to be a better way than that. I'm just a caveman, so that's the way I do it.
But that's what works for you.
It works.
That works.
And that's all that matters, man. If it works for you. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. So next month or next 3 months, so you don't do that, I'm gonna send you a link to an app that will help you with those subscriptions. That will actually go out and find those subscriptions for you and cancel them for you, or at least let you know what they are.
Okay.
I can't have you just cutting up all your cards every month.
Here's the irony of this: the app costs money. I was just playing.
It can. There is an option to pay for it, but for that service, you don't have to pay. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay.
See, he got you.
See, now I'm back where I started.
Gotcha.
There's always a way. But
I'd rather pay for one. I'd rather pay for one than pay for 15. So I'm with you. I'm not mad at that.
Oh man. All right. PC or Mac, Reese?
Once again, I have both. Funny story.
Big baller.
I know it's so we have a studio, right? And we got different engineers that come in. It's personal preference. Some guys are strictly this, and some guys are strictly that. I like to be fluid. You know what I mean? But what I learned in podcasting, it seems like a lot of things are developed PC based. Right. So Rode talks better with PC products for whatever reason, and that's, I won't say industry standard, but it's very common in different studios. So like with music, you got your Pro Tools guys, right? Mm-hmm. And that's basically, you can do Mac or PC, and then you got your Logic guys, they're just straight Apple. So with podcasting, you see a lot of Rode products. You see the Rodes, you see the podcasters, you see the pod mics and all that stuff. And then the software works really, really well with PC from my personal experience. So I would say right now in the space that we're kind of in, we're in a PC driven space. And even with some of the cameras, like the streaming cams like Mevos and stuff, they drop a lot of beta software, and the beta software, but the beta software works well with the PC, because I'm in like 5 beta groups: the multicam group, the sound group, this and that group, and they work really well, with PC stuff.
So those pan tilt zoom cameras you use, those are Mevos?
No, those those are
industry
Mevos
secrets
or PTZ optic cameras.
Those are Mevos, and we got them. We got the settings juiced up in them. We can go over that stuff too, either on or offline if we got time. We've got the settings kind of juiced up in them, and then we've got some beta software that we're using too. But we're running it through a couple different things. Yeah.
Okay, because I've got a Mevo Start, and I'm controlling that through my phone. Again, I've just got one. I don't have the 3. So, but that's a pretty nice little unit too as well.
In the comments,
did you see the new software? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No.
Well, I'm a Mac. I'm a Mac dude, so I don't think I have the access to some of the other stuff that you have. But I will actually concur, and I will agree that there are some limitations on one side of the ecosystem versus another. But they're catching up. I'm right. I mean, I'm all Mac. I'm using the M1 Mac from Apple right now with the Apple's own silicon in it. Fast machine, incredibly quiet. So I'm streaming in 4K coming out from my house too, and I have no issues with that. Connected into the Rodecaster Pro. I've got the SM7B. So I got all the equipment that works across either platform. The software that I use, from a video editing perspective, I'm all into the Adobe suite. So I've got that as opposed to even Final Cut Pro or anything like that. So I'm using Premiere and Premiere Rush and all of that stuff. But Ecamm versus vMix. I mean, again, 2 separate sides of the street, but both platforms do what they do. They do it very well. It just depends on where you are from a desktop, from a compute perspective, right? If you're all about the PC, then you're definitely going to go vMix if you want that extended advanced service, right? You can do other types of straightforward content creation, like using something like a StreamYard, right? Something that's browser based. But if you want to get deep into it and have overlays and transitions and call-ins, things like that,
like you guys,
you're going to want to pay. Well, yeah, like he's using right here, right? So on the PC side, he's going to use vMix, but on the Mac side, I'm going to use Ecamm because that allows me to do the exact same thing on my platform. So it all depends on where you are, where you at, and what you're trying to do. So I agree with you 100% though that I think it's just a great time for content creators because all these companies are trying to just jam so much quality capability into their applications that it's just good for us.
It used to be like music.
Go ahead, brother. We started talking, man.
Remember, this is a consumer technology show.
I know.
And we're trying to inform people who like tech, and you decided to just have your own offline. Yeah, we're talking tech, but most people don't even understand what we're talking about right now. So this is, but just do what you do, James. And I mean, I still love you.
I'm gonna invite you to one of my shows. And I'm gonna pull out the whiteboard and we're gonna start drawing on the screen and start saying, I'm gonna show you how everything's connected.
Yeah, all right. It's all good. So if you have a Mac, if you have a PC, Put in the comments real quick, Mac or PC, which one do you have? What is your preferred choice? If you have a Mac, we have an article that we would definitely like to share with you.
Mm.
James, have you ever heard of something called Time Machine?
Mhm.
Okay,
Our
so
machine's old school. Well, I'll let you go. I'll let you read the story, but then I'll go into it. So yeah.
yeah, so Time Machine, and we're all bad at this. Even I, in the PC world. I mean, I don't really back up my stuff, and then when something happens to your phone or something happens to your PC or your laptop or your MacBook, you're mad because you're like, I lost everything. So there's one thing that every Mac owner should know how to do, and I don't know if Mac owners know how to do it. But basically, it says with the increasing number of cloud storage services such as Dropbox, Google Drive on hand, it's easy to get complacent when it comes to keeping your Mac backed up. But those storage services don't back up everything on your computer. For example, they won't remember the complicated Wi-Fi password at the local coffee shop or the carefully crafted settings that you've taken years to perfect. For that reason, having a recent backup of your Mac, be it a MacBook, Mac Mini, or iMac, it is a good idea in case your computer crashes and you can't access its storage. Working from a backup is also an easy way to move your apps and data to a new Mac if you upgrade to the new machine. Um, Basically, there's a service called Time Machine, and basically every Mac includes the Time Machine app that will routinely. Oh, look now, there's the.
Say that 3 times backwards.
Yeah, I didn't mess that all up. Yeah, I didn't mess that all up. Man, I didn't mess that up. Basically, not look. So I
Put
didn't
me in,
lost.
coach.
Yeah, go ahead. Help me out,
I
James.
know. Put
Help
me
me out.
put me in, coach.
Yeah, go ahead,
Time
James.
Machine has been around literally since the beginning of the more modern operating systems for Mac, and it's that full and incremental and differential backup on your machine, meaning full everything on it's on your machine, differential things that have changed that are different since the last time you did a full, and incremental meaning things that have changed within a certain period of time. But what has happened is folks don't want to do time machine backups because it takes up a lot of space and they'll run out of space on their local drive. So that's when everyone was buying those external Western Digital drives, those Seagate drives, and they were backing up to them. But Time Machine is automated, so it'll kick off automatically. What's happened with the advent of the iPhone is iCloud. And everyone's gotten so easy to backing up all of their contacts, their apps, their information with iCloud because that's pretty much automated, and you get what 5 gigs free, and you buy 10 gigs, and it's only $1.99. So it's convenient to just back up that small subset of your data using iCloud that people forget to actually back up the entirety of the machine. It really is something that you need to do. Time Machine again is built into every Mac environment. It's automated. You set it, you forget it, back it up remotely. I'm more anal. I like to have multiple copies, so I've got stuff being backed up here and also two other cloud providers, just again in case something goes down, right? In case the house blows up here and I lose all of my data here, I've got two other copies of photos, pictures, uh, social security numbers, and all that stuff, living will, and all of that stuff somewhere else besides just a specific location. But that's essentially what Time Machine is, and just um, PCs don't have as robust of a backup environment built in or integrated, but there are options that you can buy that are cost efficient, that don't cost a whole lot of money to actually get the same type of value. And it's something that people really should be doing, backing up their data, because you never really know what's going to happen.
Um,
Yeah, I agree.
so do you use Time Machine, Reese?
Yes, I use a time machine. I use the cloud. I use Dropbox, and I use a hard drive. And I print stuff out and put it in a safe. Like Like you
I
just
like
said,
I
the
like
living
you, brother.
will,
I
the
like
notes.
you.
Hey man, my dad taught me this a long time ago. He said, "Don't trust nobody, not even yourself." So, hey man, listen, I forget things that are important to me. You know what I mean? So, who's
Mhm.
to say that the cloud won't shatter one day, or Dropbox will sell their company? I mean, we see it
That's
with
true.
Yahoo. Like Yahoo's selling their company. They won't
Hmm.
be. It probably won't be Yahoo Mail in a little while. You know what I mean?
True.
So, it's like, how do you make sure, like, I have my will in my notes? If something happens to me, I got an emergency thing in my phone. Open this notes, it tells you what to do. But I also printed that out and put it in my safe. I also have like those passwords, that are very intricate, but uh, you're gonna keep using them for certain things. They're printed out, put in my safe, and I have them in this place, hidden in my phone somewhere. So yeah, I use both. I do the time machine because my phone has crashed. Um, so I had to use it. I had to utilize it, and it got my background back to where it was. All my apps placed the way I like them. I like to put everything in little folders. You know what I'm saying? It's an extremely convenient option.
So you basically find time to do all of that.
Yeah, it's like you do it
Y-
once, and then once you do it, like I'll put the work in on the front. It's kind of like sports. You know how there's an athlete, you're gonna put in all this work, so game time is easy.
mhm.
It's the same with tech to me. It's like I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna learn all this stuff, I'm gonna figure out what's the most convenient thing. It might take me all day to do this one thing, but then I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's like my Dropbox is set up very anally and specifically, but
Mhm.
I don't have to, like, when I add a new folder, I know it's going here, here, then the work is easy. But it is crazy. And then the pictures, I'll tell you guys about this thing I learned with pictures. I use the app called FreePrint. So when I get a lot of pictures, so I don't gum up my phone, I actually still print pictures and put them in a little picture box. And I use FreePrint, and I probably print about 50 to 60 pictures a month, and it only costs about $3 or $4.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and I still
I'm
I
checking that
like for
out.
my kids to be able to check them out. They look and, oh, I remember when we went to the zoo. Remember when we did this? They like actually look at the
Yeah,
pictures because you got 10,000 pictures in your phone. Who's really looking at pictures from three
that's true.
years ago? But it's there, but you don't want to erase it when you finally do go back through. And I'll just print the things out, and I could either save them to my Dropbox too and my phone. So free print. It's I could send it to you. I guess I could share the app with you guys. I
Yeah,
hope they make a Android version because I don't want Tall Boy to drop kick me when he sees me. But
they
it's
they
called
do.
Free
It's
Print.
they do.
It's a little butterfly on it. It's pretty
That's
cool. It's pretty cool.
hilarious. That's too.
It's
I,
pretty
I
cool.
like what
Yeah.
you said too, right? When Tallboy asked you, do you make the time? I mean, that's something that you have to make the time for, right?
Mhm.
To actually set up those systems, set up those workflows to make sure that your stuff is safe and secure. Because man, you could be going to breakfast tomorrow, and by the
Mhm.
dinner time, your house could be burnt down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, literally, I got a
Yeah.
buddy
We
who's going
both
through some of that right now, and it's you just don't want to be in that situation where you don't have your
Yeah.
your important documents
in order.
not backed up in order. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
on that one, Reese. Who you
Ah, my God.
with? um. So housekeeping, real quick, James.
yeah.
Let me see if I can get this to scroll across the scroll across the screen. Well, I thought it would have did it. Starting next week, we will be not on our personal YouTube channels promoting the show. Next week, we will be going to our new YouTube channel called The Lab Tech Show. Um,
Yeah.
it's brand new. We need 100 followers, so we need your assistance. I spent this week uploading some previous shows. We're gonna definitely upload this show, and then next week we're gonna be streaming right from the Lab Tech Show, no longer from I Am Tallboy or at James Hicks, because we really believe in building this brand out. And
Love
we
it.
really would love your support if you would go over to YouTube and just hit that subscribe button. We air every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and we definitely would like your support.
Let me
With
share
that,
this on my Facebook.
Yeah. So and then
Yeah, appreciate you, brother.
speaking of Facebook, let me see if I can find that one. All things Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all three of them. If you could just follow us over on those three at the Lab Tech Show, we are definitely trying to build. And James and I, we have a lot of conversations late at night because of the time difference. And I'm always picking his brain to say, how can we make this show provide more value every Wednesday? So,
Yep.
so we have to do a better job of posting on our socials, but we also want to give you some value. So I cut up the show. I, upload some content on LinkedIn. I upload, some snippets here and there on Instagram. James handles that on the Facebook side. So basically, if you could just follow us at the Lab Tech Show, go over to YouTube when this stream is over. Don't leave now. But when this,
Yeah, don't leave, man. Don't leave.
When this show is over, go over to the Lab Tech Show. You'll see us, and starting the month July 6th, we will be going over to that platform there. So the Lab Tech Show, no longer our personal pages.
Nice. Well, you got one follower today.
That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
We only need that one. Look, we may end up having to do a giveaway. I think you can't see it back there, but I think I'm gonna do that iRig video creator. We got to come up with a campaign or something, and maybe we can give that away to a random person. I don't know how we can do all of that, but we'll figure it out, James. So
we'll work it out.
We are at our time limit that we normally do. We had another story, but we're going to stop here. The conversation was great. Reec, thank you for coming on. Is there anything that you want people to know about you, where they can follow you, how they can, just be more aware of what you're doing and your time slot if they want to check you out online or, download an app or something?
Appreciate that. All week, every week, Monday through Friday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, we kick off the Reec Show live on a few different platforms. We stream live. We stream the show live, so you can see my co-host's beautiful face and my regular face. And you can catch that on youtube.com/Reec Radio, REECRADIO. All of the links are on my social platforms, my personal, as well as the radio platforms. I know it's named Reec Radio, but it's not just my platform. We have several really, really good shows that are streaming off our platform. I'd love to talk to you guys about maybe even simulcasting you guys' show on there. For more ears, because you can catch us on our mobile app as well as the radio platform too. But all the information is at a couple websites. It's reecradio.com, REEC radio.com. And you can catch my Instagram page at Reec Swiney, REECSWEY. I just found a few different ways to actually make money off of Instagram when you go live and when you do different things. So I'm starting to share those things in my reels. I've just been doing a bunch of comedic stuff and funny stuff. Just to kind of get more eyeballs. And I've learned some things that I want to share with people of how to actually make money. So I'm not just on there, just creating content for other people's consumption without making it make sense for myself. So those things, if you're a part of the, homesteading people, I'm doing a tutorial on how to raise chickens from chicks to grown chickens. So you can check that out on my page. Yeah. So, right. Tom boy, like, what?
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about.
As people, I'm from the country, layered.
So I'm all about that. Yeah, I'm all.
That's what I'm saying. We're layered people. So I want to just say, if you looked at me, you would not think that I own chickens. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, maybe a couple pit bull puppies, but not chickens. But you know what I'm saying? So I just like that. What
I had
social
to take
media,
a drink on that one, bro.
I feel you. Hey man, look, I'm halfway down through drinking my white. It's water, but it's white. You know what I'm saying? But it's I just love stuff like this to where you see, like I said earlier, you see Tall Boy. We've seen you with these celebrities and stuff, but to hear you be able to sit down and talk tech with your partner and hear James talk tech, it's dope, man. I really appreciate what you guys are bringing to the table. and you're not afraid to scratch a different surface, and that's what it's all about. So it's like I can't go out here with Positive American Youth and tell these kids, it's okay to be smart, be cool, be yourself. You know what I mean? And even if you are challenged in some areas, as I was, you could still be successful. And now I want to showcase those things. Like I'm not afraid to show I'm a dad. I'm not afraid to show, healthy relationships. I'm not afraid to show, that I raise chickens, that I'm, trying some different things that you wouldn't normally look at and think hey, that's cool. You might have a kid in the middle of urban community projects. You know what I'm saying? He might be interested in farming, and I might be the person that makes him think it's okay. So I just want to keep doing stuff like that. Anybody out there, you fly drones, you make model cars, you trying to build a robot, you want to cook, whatever you want to do, man. Don't be afraid to fail, and don't be afraid to live, way outside of that box, as long as it's not hurting anyone, and you're doing something that you enjoy.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
That's what's up right there, boy.
James, can you just tell people real quick why we do the Lab Tech Show for anyone that's watching? We could even use it as our own promo, but why do we do this?
Look, we do it to have, first and foremost, I mean, it's gonna be hard to follow what Reece just said, because that was straight from the heart, and that was real, and I'm glad folks are going to get to hear and see that statement. But we're doing something different, right? We really are two young African American content creators out here in these YouTube streets, in these information technology sharing streets, trying to really bring about positive information, enlighten, entertain, and educate. That's what it's all about, right? And from the lab's perspective, there's so much that's out there on the consumer technology landscape, but we want to make sure that individuals, businesses, entrepreneurs, enthusiasts, folks really understand the back page of what's going on, right? So we take the headlines from the news and really dissect that, make sure that everyone understands kind of the pros, the cons, the ramifications, the whys, the hows, all of that of these things that we're involved with on a daily basis. So we'll talk about Apple, and we'll talk about Android and PCs and Macs and phones, all these types of things, and really help ourselves and help you, our audience, understand why this is a good choice for you, why it's maybe not a good choice for you, and kind of some of the pros and cons of going with a particular solution or particular product or particular platform or things like that. So we really are an unbiased. So we've got a number of organizations that have reached out to us, a couple of good organizations. I'm rocking one of their shirts right now. Shouts out to our team at Fledging, right? But irregardless of the companies that are reaching out to us, we are still true to ourselves and true to our message of inspiring, entertaining, and educating everyone that watches and listens to the show. So that's who and what we are, and what we do.
Well, that's what it is. Once again, Reece, I'd like to say thank you for coming on. You've been the big homie for years now, and I love what you're doing over there at Reece Radio. I see you got Juicy over there. You got my guy that played ball for the Atlanta Hawks for a couple of years. You got some random guests that just come in and they provide value to your show. And then you just bring your own personal personality, and that's the one thing that I like. And you're always trying to keep it fresh. And so my thing was, maybe we can get them to come over here. There could be some type of collaboration. And then instead of talking about what happened at the award show, what happened at the latest dance video, let's like he said, enlighten, entertain, and educate, and let people know that these are, as African Americans, or just in general, we are the number one consumers when it comes to buying consumer goods or consumer tech goods. And we don't even know about the YouTube TV launching this right here, but we're gonna pay for that subscription. The robocalls, we're all tired of those robocalls.
Right.
So the test drive with the iPhone, how many people actually knew that? So my thing was, how do we get that information out to the new to the audience and let them see what it is that we're actually doing. And I definitely want to say thank you for coming on. I actually had a VMix successful stream, the last one of the month of June. Next week,
cute applause, bro.
The debacle we had last week, 2 weeks ago with Hurricane Dave, man. I mean, we thought it was me. We thought it was just horrible, and I felt bad about it. And we're gonna get Hurricane Dave back on. But you know, just like I go back and forth with James about iPhone versus Android, we go back and forth with Ecamm versus vMix. So that's what it's all about. But it's all in good fun. It's tasteful fun, and that's what we're all about. So let me see if I can point out real quick. I don't know if can you see it? Yeah, it says text time.
We see, brother. We see, brother.
That's what we're doing over here in the lab. And I'd definitely like to say thank you once again. Any parting words, James?
No, I'm just watching this game. Look like these Clippers trying to do something. I don't know if they can do it though, but I don't know. I'm trying to go to the gym when in a good mood, but I like the underdogs, right? So I'm trying to get these Clippers to do something. But that's it, man. I appreciate everyone for coming. Have a wonderful night. Take care of yourself. Take care of everyone around you as well.
All right, sounds good. Thanks again, Reece. Appreciate you. It's the lab.